Hi, this is Adam from Ambient Night Productions, and today we're going to be making foxtails for Fantastic Mr. Fox. To make these foxtails you're only going to need a few things, but the first thing you need to start off with is some good quality fur material. And I got the long head fur, which costs a little bit more, but it'll give us a much better result. The most important thing you need to do is you need to find which direction the fur is flowing. So the fur is moving down in this direction, which means that this is the top. Once you've found the top, you just need to get a pen and mark which side the top is. And this is very important, and you're going to see why later. Once you've found which edge the top is, the next thing we're going to do is draw the basic shape for the foxtail.
Each foxtail is made from a long teardrop shape. Along the top edge of the material, carefully draw a semicircle. Remember that whatever the final width is, your foxtail will end up half that width. Next, find the centre and mark a point at the tip of whatever you want the end of the length to be. Once you have done that, join the ends of the semicircle down to the point that you have just made. Don't worry if you make a mistake, these lines won't be seen, you can easily just draw in the new line.
Once you've drawn all the shapes of the foxtails that you need, the next thing to do is to cut them all out.
Fur material can be expensive, so make sure you save all of your offcuts. These can then be used for other projects such as puppets.
At this point it might be worth noting that every single one of these foxtails starts off at the top edge. We could have saved space by doing one that way and then doing another one this way. But when you turn the fur around, it means that the fur would be facing the wrong way, which would look silly. So every single one of them has to start with the curved edge on the top edge.
Cutting shapes out of fur is very messy. Make sure you keep your desk nice and tidy and free of any stray fur, otherwise this might cause a problem when you start gluing later on. Gently pull at the edges of the shape that you've just cut out to pull away any loose furs that could get in the way when you're gluing. Once you have done that, find the widest point at the top of the teardrop and mark it with one dot on one side and one dot on the other. Then find the centre point and mark that with a dot also. From there, move to the top of the teardrop and mark that with another dot. From the top centre point, mark a dot a third of the way along the arch on one side and then a third of the way along the arch on the other side. From the lowest centre point, draw a line straight down to the very bottom tip of your teardrop shape. When gluing these pieces together, your aim is to get one dot to match up to the centre dot, like so. Using a hot glue gun, carefully glue down one side of the centre line. Once you have done that, bring one of the dots on the edge to meet the centre dot, whilst also bringing the rest of the edge to meet the centre line. You will need to keep this in place for a minute or so whilst the glue dries. Carefully glue the rest of the foxtail, matching the other side up in the same way. For the top edge, you will need to put a strip of glue from one furthest edge dot to the other furthest edge dot. But first, you will need to place a piece of string inside the gap. With the string in place, glue between the two dots as shown before, and carefully fold the top edge over to meet the middle, whilst also trapping the string.
Once you've done that, you can tie the string in a loop, and then just give it a shake, and there you've got your foxtail. If you've enjoyed this video or found it useful, please click like and comment below. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for future videos, and you can also follow us on Facebook and Twitter.